Hey, John here. Here's liquor day number 139. It's a ripping Dorian pedal point run. Yes, I'm running out of good names for these at this point. As usual, I'm going to play it once slowly and then break it down. And then during the breakdown, I'm going to share some practice advice you can apply to this one and pretty much anything else you're practicing. We're going to start here on the 14th fret of the A string. If you want tabs, you can find that in the description below as well. So, this is based on B Dorian, and if you watched, I think it was yesterday's lick, we went through Dorian, but just in case, Dorian is just like a natural minor scale, but instead of the flat 6, we have a natural 6. So we get a slightly brighter sound. We start here with this B minor 7 arpeggio. It's going to be 14, 17 on the A string, 16 on the D string, 14 on the G string, 15 on the B string, and then we have 14, 17 on the high E. And the way that I picked this is down, hammer, down, 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 up. And we're kind of aiming for this note, which is happen to be the Dorian note as well, the natural 6th. You should end up with a downstroke on this one. And if you look at the tabs that I've painstakingly written out for you, you'll see a 7 instead of a 6, meaning it's septuplets instead of sextuplets. But as we get into the pedal point part, it's 6 notes per string, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's kind of a, you know, bit of a faster start here. That's the way that I want you to look at it. And you don't need to do it super subdivided, like, you know, you don't need to worry about that too much, but I think it's a good idea to try to get it as close to the tabs as possible, because it's one note extra and we just want to end up on this on the beat. So whatever you do, just make sure that you end up on this note on the beat. Otherwise it will sort of throw the whole thing off. But of course try this with 16th notes and everything else as well, just for practice, and maybe you'll like the sound even better. But for this lick, try to make sure that this note starts on the beat. So what is this then? Well, pedal point just means that you're pedaling from a certain note, and now we're going to change the pedal point from on each string here, but from basically the highest note on each string will be the pedal. Basically going to go down and then put this note in between each, between every note. So you're gonna go 16, 17, 14, 17, 12, 17, right? So, and then I go to the next string and do the same thing and just keep it within the scale. So we're gonna go 15, 17, 14, 17, 12, 17. So, and then the G string is going to be, we're going to pedal from 16. So cool thing about pedal point is that it's very easy to learn or remember, since once you know the pedal point, usually you can have more than, you know, you can have more notes in between, but generally for this type of pedal point, every other note is going to be the same note. So once you know 16 here, you know half of the notes on that string, if that makes sense. So we go 16 and then we're just gonna do the descending melody here. It's gonna be 14, 13, 11. So, and then finally we have the D string. I'm gonna go pedal from 16 again and go 14, 12, 11. And then we end up on the root note here. So from the beginning. So practice-wise here, I would make sure that you practice the first arpeggio and try to get all 7 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, in one beat. And then you can work on each individual string. It's a perfect repeating pattern to annoy your significant other with in front of the TV. I do that a lot, doing this. She puts up with it though, so I picked a good one. So you do that on the E string, and then you do it on the B string. So this lick is super easy to practice basically, and I would suggest that you do this one with a timer because it's kind of stretchy, so the further down you get, it's going to be hard for your left hand. So I would keep it, I mean you can move it around up here, but just pay attention to how it feels in your left hand when you play this. You don't want to sit around repeating something that's super stretchy for too long. So maybe put a timer on 5 minutes here. You sit at a tempo where it feels really comfortable. Making sure you don't do anything stupid in the right hand, you know, something like this. Then you do the same thing on the B string, G string. So basically this lick, you could practice 20 minutes, 5 minutes on each string here, and then that would be a really good workout. If you want to go further, you can start working on the transition to the next string. So basically you do 2 strings at a time. So you go and you can do the E and B string, and then you can do the B string and G string. Then the G and D. And finally, you can get the transition here as well. You really want to do that because it's super annoying getting through the whole lick and then, you know, screwing up the last note. But other than that, in general, just keep to a tempo where everything feels really good and sounds really good, because it's about getting a lot of reps in to really feel comfortable with, well, pretty much anything. But this one though is very easy to just sit in one position, just repeat it over and over again. And I think a timer helps with that because then you have some sort of structure to it and you're more likely to get the work in. Right, that's it for this one. If you have any questions, just post them below. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed it and see you in the next one.